video games, one of the most varied art forms. For you, not only deal with different art styles and genres, but also different styles of gameplay, making for each video game to be 1 in a million. Except for a few! But in the pile of these 1 in a million experiences, there is a few that I have chosen to make my favourite. Some of them are the greatest in my personal experience. Maybe you might disagree with my opinions, but keep in mind that enjoyment is subjective and subject to personal experience. With that in mind, here are my top 5 video games of all time. Okay, before we get into an actual list, let's do some honourable mentions, because, you know, I'm dying to get onto here, but there's just a few I have to mention, just because they're notoriety. For one, Gmod. Good game, great mods. The community is just... Auf der einen blüht ein kleines Blümelein. Danganronpa. Great game, great art, terrible community. Rec Room. Good game, good maps, terrible people. You get the point. Number 5. Call of Duty Black Ops Zombies. Yes, I know I just called out COD for its lack of originality, but in all fairness, we are specifically talking about the zombies mode. So, what makes Black Ops better than the others? I don't know, simply put, I haven't played the others. So this is incredibly biased. But it also comes down to the story, and the gameplay being simpler, better in my opinion. Like in the others, it's like...
There's a million power-ups, and a giant eldritch horror in the middle of the stage!
But in like Black Ops, it's like... You're Fidel Castro at the Pentagon with John F. Kennedy, and you have to fight off zombies. So the plot is a lot simpler, and doesn't try to up itself for every mission. Not to mention that the game has that kind of 2010s nostalgia that you can't just shake off. You know what I mean? When you're in a lobby and all your friends are saying obscene words that I'd never mention on this channel. Not to mention the feeling when you play COD Zombies with friends. Back in the day, orange juice by your side as you're relaxing to your beanbag. So overall, COD Black Ops Zombies is on number 5 on this list. It's not the best, but it's not the worst either. Number 4, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. So, Solid Snake, Sora, Steve, and Link all walk into Spiral Mountain from Banjo and Kazooie, and then start beating the ever-loving crap out of each other! Then Piranha Plant from Super Mario Bros. Comes in and start beating the crap out of Sora! Then Solid Snake summons a goddamn air strike on all. And that's Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. What can I say? It's chaotic, childish fun where you force Melee Legacy and modern gaming characters brutally slaughter each other for your own personal entertainment. The game is also great if you play casually, because it doesn't rely on being taken seriously. It can make for a good tournament fighter if you do want to play seriously and more competitively. The game is great to play with friends, massive fun, though it is a bit boring when you're just on your own and playing with bots. Not to mention that the removal of trophies is just utterly disappointing. Also, the fact they didn't include someone who I wanted in the game for a while, Raiden from Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. I suggest they replace Ken, because he was a useless character. But anyway, that's what gives Super Smash Bros. Ultimate the number 4 spot on this list. In Postal 2, you play as a normal guy, going through the motions of life. The game takes place over the 5 days of the week, with a DLC showing the weekend. Now the game can get a little frustrating with how long and tedious the missions are, some of the missions are, but all assured it's fun and peaceful. How wrong is this line going to be? Throwing replicants, shoving crap into your gun, go to town! While this game can be played pacifistically, it is much easier to go postal and kill everyone that opposes you. It's much more fun than I just had. Now, one may ask, why make this game? Basically, in 1997, the studio running with Scissors made the game Postal, which is about a guy going postal and committing a mass shooting. The entire game was made as a commentary on how mental health illness going unchecked without proper help could lead the mentally ill breaking down and doing despicable things. Postal 2 was made after the incredible controversy from the original game, and it was made to be even more controversial and offensive, with you being able to use cats as silencers and the word make whiny congressmen play violent video games on a petition. You can see why Postal 2 is number 3 on my list. Number 2, Blade and Sorcery Nomad. Imagine a game where you can face Jetstream Sam in a sword fight with her own sword, the Moon Master in your right hand, the Diamond Sword in your hilt, and the Master Sword in your left hand. Well, that game exists. Blade and Sorcery Nomad, despite not having scripting yet, is still a solid game. Dungeon mode makes the game feel fun to play over and over again, and while yes, without mods the game does feel quite bland in comparison, it's still fun without mods. Telekinesis spell allows me to live out my dreams as a psychic warrior. When the game comes out of beta, I can even earn my number 1. Number 1. The game I adore the most out of all these amazing games. The game that I have specifically written this entire script to talk about. That's right, it's number 1. Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance is a ridiculously cheesy mix of politics, cyborgs, and ninjas. The game mixes sword fighting mechanics with an amazing story and great characters. It even takes a well-earned departure from the passive gameplay of the base Metal Gear series and into an action-packed sci-fi slasher mode. Most of the game's bosses feel unique and great to fight. For example, Monsoon. The magnetic gimmick makes him feel distinctive and fast-paced, not to mention the whirling lines.
Kids are cool, Jack, and I'm very in touch with my inner child. I could break the present in two with my bare hands. All we're saying, give war a chance. They'll make America great again. What the hell are you talking about?
The game is an all-time classic, and that's where it's earned the number 1 spot on my list. And with that being said, thank you for watching my video. I worked hard in this video, so if you enjoy it, share it, like it, and then subscribe if you feel inclined. But I'll not extend this any longer. You probably have better things to do. Thank you for watching. It really means a lot. And if you feel inclined, there are 2 videos that either YouTube thinks you'd like, or I think you'd like. Probably watch both of them, just to be sure. You know what I mean?
good old days after 9/11!